welcome everybody. So for those who don't know me, I'm fairly new here, and I have a joint appointment. I'm in the Information Systems group here, and at the same time in the College of Computer and Information Science. And I'm also a core faculty member of the new lab, which is Northeastern's Center for Computational Social Science. And so there we have a group of people engaged in interdisciplinary research across multiple colleges, and it's a really nice environment to be working on these types of things. My background actually is in computer science, so I'm a little bit more on the technical side for a lot of these things. And what I want to present today is one of my new projects that I'm very excited about. It's around the new frontier in massive data analytics, and kind of the methodological advances that you need to make to make any progress in that area, and then a specific field setting in which we are applying this new methodology, basically. So, and specifically, we're interested in this new idea of studying multidimensional networks. So first of all, I want to tell you a little bit about that and what that is. And so in a lot of the prior research that takes some form of network perspective, that is very often unidimensional networks. So it means you have nodes of one specific type. So that could be a person or an organization. And those nodes are linked by exactly one type of edge of link in between them. And that could be they are communicating with each other, or they collaborate with each other, or they have some form of investment relationship, something like this. And then, so yeah, you get a set of nodes and they are linked with edges. But this is actually not how a lot of networks really look like in the field, because of a lot of them actually have this multidimensional structure to them, where you are not restricted to a single type of node, but multiple types of nodes. So for example, you could have something like people and artifacts. So people work on certain documents, for example. And then in addition to these two types of nodes, you might also have different types of links in between them. And these links could be something like, I know that person, I'm friend with that person, I authored this type of document, I reviewed this type of document, I voted on a document, things like that. So you would have different types of nodes. Those are linked by different type of relationships. And there's a whole new set of things you can learn from looking at empirical settings with this much more finer grained set of tools. And in my research, we have a very exciting setting in which we are applying this, and this is Threadless. Threadless is a crowdsourcing platform where basically people create t-shirt designs. So these are some examples from their website. People design t-shirts and they submit their designs to the platform. And then other people look at those designs, they write comments on them, they rate them on some form of like 1 through 5-star rating scale. And then based on those votes, the company decides which are the best designs, and then they actually print them. And then those printed designs are up for purchase on that website. So you see up here, the participation part is where people submit designs and vote and comment, and then there's the shop part where people can actually buy these shirts. And if you visualize this as a network, you get exactly this multidimensional structure. You have people nodes and t-shirt design nodes, and those could be linked through, I'm the artist of this design. I have commented on that design. I have voted on that design. Or I have purchased the t-shirt with that design on it. So you have different types of links and two different types of nodes. And the question that we are really interested in answering is like, how does what we see on one type of network affect and predict things that happen on the other end? So just because I voted on it, does that mean I will also purchase it, for example? How does I receive a comment on my design from you? What does that do for my rating on your design, maybe? Things like that. So looking across the different layers of the network. So in this particular project, we established a relationship with Threadless, and they gave us basically all their data. We have their data from 2003, that's when the company started, through 2011. During that time, we have about 32,000 designs being submitted to that platform. We have 1.5 million users registered on the online platform. We have 3.5 million customers who purchased at least one shirt. We have almost 10 million orders. We have 11 million comments written to one of those 32,000 designs. And we have a lot of these votes, 150 million. So that's a pretty large data set. And the nice thing is you cannot buy these Threadless shirts anywhere else other than on their platform. So we actually observe every shirt that they sell. So it's a really nice setting in which a lot of the endogeneity things that you might be concerned with, you can address in certain ways much better. And so, yeah, some of the research questions we're interested in looking at is how does the structure between these different networks differ? How does what we see on one type of network inform what we can learn on the other type of network? How is the behavior of the people linked across their actions? And then you can even layer on another aspect, which is the temporal dimension, right? Like, how does this evolve over time? How does you send a vote on my design on day 1? How does that affect what I do on day 2? Maybe on the voting, but maybe on something else. You can also imagine investigating questions like learning on that platform, right? So I submit my first t-shirt design, I receive certain comments and votes. How does that affect how my next design is going to look like? Maybe I learned something, maybe the next design is better. And just to give you kind of a preview of what some of the things that we find in this data. So this graph shows basically the number of edges for each of a set of nodes regarding individuals, regarding 3 different types of interactions. And so the red dots are the number of designs, and what you basically see here is that just 3% of the people have more than 10 designs that they submitted, which makes sense, right? Doing a t-shirt design is very difficult and time-consuming process. So a lot of the people submit only 1 or 2, and there are very, very few people who are kind of professional designers who submit many designs. But then if you look at different types of interactions, such as ratings, it's much easier to submit a rating rather than a design. So if you look at those, you see that about like almost 50% of the people have voted on more than 10 t-shirt designs. So this is kind of just the very first step of looking at those networks, the different types of links that you see in them, and start really to make any inferences about how they might be different in structure as a first step to learn more. This is a project I'm working on with Brian Keegan, who is a postdoc here at Northeastern, and David Lazer, who is also at Northeastern, as well as Noshir Contractor at Northwestern. And yeah, this is it. Thank you very much.